go. We are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. So great to be here live on YouTube and hanging out with you guys. Hope you're all having a great week so far. Yeah, let's get into it. So, what you guys been up to? We're going to talk some smart home stuff here for the next hour or so, and we'd love to answer some questions in a little bit. We've got quite a few things to talk about in terms of, there's been a couple announcements and definitely some discounts and sales that I kind of want to tell you guys about today, just in case you may be doing some last minute holiday shopping or something like that. But we'll say hi to some folks in the chat. Let me know in the chat though, for now, if you're currently working on any smart home projects. Would love to hear from you guys. If you're currently, it's kind of a good time, I feel like, to work on some smart home stuff. You know, maybe have a little bit extra time off from work if you're lucky, or maybe it's crazy. I don't know. It is kind of crazy around here too, preparing for Christmas. This is the last live stream before Christmas, which is crazy. Crazy to think of. Yeah, we got the holiday theme going on. We got my Santa shirt, and we got some holiday lights in the background today. But yeah, let me know if you're working on any smart home projects right now. I actually, let's see, just today I finally added another one of my PoE cameras to my scripted setup, if you're familiar at all with that. So got that done today, and I hung some outdoor shades. So excuse me, all kind of a part of my outdoor project. If you've been following me on Instagram at all, you've probably seen some of that. But let's say hi to some folks real quick. Again, let me know what you're working on. Happy holidays, Glee. How are you doing? Hi from Raleigh. All right. Great to see you here. Not too far. Raleigh, North Carolina. Awesome. Let's see. Frederick is in the house. Larry is in the house. What's going on, Larry and Frederick? Larry says, not at my house, but offered to help my friend set up a brand new smart home. Part of me is looking forward to it. Another part is dreading it because he's not technically inclined. Yeah, I feel you. Definitely been there. If you saw my video with my setting up a smart home with my parents and did my grandparents and stuff. So I definitely understand, but it's fun. It's still a lot of fun to get up and started with a new smart home. Clyde, Albert, Brian, what's going on, Brian? Brian's back in the house, finally back after a ton of work and a trip to Utah. Well, I'm glad you made it back home safely, Brian, and can join us here today during the live stream. You've been missed, and again, great to see you here. Frederick, what's going on, Frederick? How you doing today? Let's see. He says, welcome back. You were missed as well. Lurk Jerk. Brandon, what's going on, Brandon? How are you doing today? Keenan is here from Michigan. Eric W. from the Netherlands. All right, we got all over the place representing today. Paul, what's going on, Paul? 2 more days off from work and then off for 10 days straight. That's awesome. Well, I hope you get to enjoy that time off. You gonna be working on any smart home stuff, Paul, or just kind of relaxing? I've been trying to get some things done here and there throughout my house. Like I said, working on that back porch project. That's, you know, kind of a ongoing project. The other night, I guess it was like over the weekend, I spent probably 2 hours completely just like gutted my whole desk. Like the cable management was starting to get to me, so I just gutted the whole thing and unplugged everything, you know, and then redid it all. I got a standing desk, so it's much better now. It got a little out of control there for a while. So Sam, what's going on? Sam is in the house. What's going on, Sam? Once again, just like last week, gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Sam, for that. You guys, if you don't know, you can become a channel member, where you get access to my member Discord server, early access to new videos. We do a monthly video chat every month. You get access to me through Discord and stuff. A lot of support, a lot of great people there over in the Discord server as well. So thank you. If you're a new member, you can get access to that. And so Sam just gifted 10 memberships, and YouTube will randomly pick 10 people. Bill, Russell, Ed, Lawrence, let's see, Pascal, and let's see who else. Conman were all gifted memberships. Oh, dude, and then coming through with a $100 Super chat. Man, thank you so much, Sam, for all the support. You are
Super
awesome.
chat.
It says Tequila Wednesdays. Let's go. My therapist hates you. Oh, that's funny. At least it's not the spouse hating me. I get that a lot for buying all the new smart home products. Yeah, so you guys, if you got a new membership, you get a month worth of those perks and stuff if you were one of the lucky ones that got randomly gifted one of these. I think YouTube picks like based off of engagement or something. I'm not really sure how YouTube kind of divvies out those gifted memberships, but I think it's something like that. Dude, Sam gifted 10 more. So we got some new members today. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. We're gonna keep on rolling with the confetti here. So we got a lot of new members. Would love to see you guys in the Discord server. Let's see, Charlie B. And I'm gonna butcher some names, so I apologize ahead of time for the next hour for that. Let's see, Charlie B, Hirosada, Tobias Steen, Raul, Antonio, Gary H. You guys were all gifted memberships. Thanks again to Sam, Terry Robinson, Violet the Camaro, Richard Sweet, Marcus Kaufman, Oliver White. You guys were all gifted memberships by Sam. So very cool. Thank you so much, Sam. You guys, again, if you're a new member, that'll go for a month, and then it's up to you if you want to renew that after that month. We'd love to have you as a member. Again, you get some perks with that membership. It's a great way to support the channel and also, just kind of be a part of a community we're all building our smart homes, and it's just some super smart people over there in that Discord server. And it's just a fun time every month when we get together as well. So yeah, we'd love to see you guys there in the server. Hirosato says, thanks, Sammy. How do you redeem the gift? Well, as you can see, you've got the little emblem, Hirosato. Again, sorry if I'm messing up your name there. You've got that little emblem next to your name there, so you automatically are a channel member now. And if you want to join the Discord server, all you have to do, if you're new to Discord and never used it, basically it's just an app or a website. You can download the app or go to the website, discord.com, I guess it is, and just connect your YouTube account to your Discord account. And once you do that, you'll have access to our server, to the member server. And we've got a whole area we've got all the different product categories and just a bunch of little chat rooms basically where you can share, ask questions, and all that good stuff. So Mr. Wayne says, Sam is such a good person. Indeed, Sam is awesome. Thank you so much, Sam, for that. And I saw up here we had a new member join. Also, Jose, welcome, another new member. Again, hope to see you over in the Discord server. If not, you could get access to those new videos and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump right in to some things. And you guys can ask me, how come you only do your Discord once a month? So we do a monthly like video chat every month. So we do it on the first Wednesday of every month, actually after these live streams. And that's just kind of what I can commit to. It's a great time. We all get together. Anybody who is a member that would like to, it's basically like a Zoom call, but we do it in Discord. And but I'm in Discord like every day. So I'm in my server pretty much every day, interacting with people, trying to answer as many questions and be as helpful as I can. But there's so many other people that sometimes I go there to ask my own questions because there's just some really awesome, smart people in there. Sam has been in there, as well as Lone Star, Trent, Frederick's in there all the time. Brian, a lot of you members are in there all the time. So, William, we can start with this. William says, what are your thoughts on Apple Watch being banned from the United States? I heard about it the other day and it shocked me. Yeah, that is pretty shocking. That was one of the things I was going to talk about. I'll kind of jump that to the front. Honestly, I don't have too many thoughts other than probably what, same as you. It's pretty shocking. I'm sure Apple is not too happy about it. Let's see. If you have not heard, here's a little article from 9to5Mac. It says Apple to halt the Apple Watch Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2 sales in the US this week. It has something to do with a lawsuit, and I haven't dug too deep into this and really picked it apart. But this right here says it will no longer be available to order from Apple's website in the US after 3 p.m. on Thursday, December 21st. So that's tomorrow. So if you've been wanting to get an Apple Watch Ultra or Apple Watch 9, you better do it quick. Yeah, it's pretty wild. So has to do with some legal stuff that they got going on. I hope they get it worked out quickly. Yes, thank you, Lone Star Trent. It's on the blood oxygen sensor. That's correct. I do remember reading that now. Thank you. And thank you, Paul. Yeah, super unfortunate. I'm sure Apple is not very happy about that, especially literally right before the holidays. Probably couldn't be worse timing for them. But let's see. The order does block all Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2 imports to the United States after December 25th. At this point, Apple would also be prohibited from selling those devices to resellers as well. So if the ruling is upheld, it could subsequently impact Apple Watch availability for other retailers as well. Meanwhile, the Apple Watch with blood oxygen sensor that has already been sold is unaffected by today's news. So if you already have one, I do have one myself, and if you have one, unaffected, but pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Usually you don't see something like that. Let's see. Most people must have done their holiday shopping, Lurk says. Yeah, I still got a little bit to do, but mostly done. Frederick, did you hear that Comcast suffered a massive data breach? I don't know that I heard that. I'll have to look into that one, Frederick. Exposing customers' personal data in October that was just announced. I have not heard that one. I'll have to check that. I haven't ever really had Comcast, so that's kind of. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, users that do, so that's not good. I'll have to look into that some more and see kind of what all was affected there. Some other things, let's see what we got here today. So a couple of things to kind of jump into. We have, Lutron Caseta smart switches. So love these. I actually have a whole bunch of these newer Diva ones right here. That's this style right here. Lutron now has a auto off feature. So it's kind of something that has been missing for a while. A lot of products, a lot of lighting switches and products can do this kind of in their native app, but now you can do that with natively in the Lutron app with the Caseta line. So that's good. It's something that you still really can't do with HomeKit without using like some sort of automation trigger. So you can like turn off after so many minutes in HomeKit through an automation, but you can't just set like a light to turn off after so much time every time it comes on. So this is probably a very welcome feature, I think, for a lot of people. I don't know if, let me know if you would be using that feature. But yeah, it's nice definitely to have that option. So that is something that's new. And let's see. Brandon says, I love the new Diva Claro lineup. Glad they listened to customers and released the matching Picos. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I've got like all kinds of buttons right here at my desk, including, so this is the old style Pico, and the new one looks just like this, basically. So very nice. Again, I have a handful of these that I'm about to install. I'm going to be replacing all of the traditional styles like this. And what I think I'm actually going to do is take all of the existing ones that I have, and I'm going to install them over there at my parents' house. So my dad, I don't know if you guys watched that video, but if you watch the video where I set up the smart home at my parents' house, my dad was kind of like already excited about some smart switches. So I'll probably be taking those over there hopefully pretty soon. Let's see. Frederick says, saw your latest video, and I think this was actually on the next thing I was going to talk about. Saw your latest video on the new Eve products coming out. Can you add the new Eve infall outlet, the Eve outlet natively with HomeKit without using Matter? Is the question. So most likely the answer to that, Frederick, is going to be no. It will be the Eve outlet will most likely be Matter out of the box, I'm pretty sure. So for those who may have missed that little short video that I released earlier this week, Eve, one of my favorite smart home brands, announced some new products coming out. Okay, so they've got the Eve Energy Outlet, which is the one that Frederick is inquiring about. So it's a Matter-enabled in-wall outlet. So pretty nice. You can control, we don't have a bigger picture right here. I showed it kind of closer in that little short video I posted. But you can control each little outlet individually. And I believe there's a physical switch on there that you can use also. So this is nice because there's not a whole lot of products like this. It supports Matter over Thread. Also nice, that constant power should mean that it will act as a Thread router to kind of extend and strengthen your Thread network. So that could be a good thing. Yeah, not out till February. So I think this one is February 6th. They also announced the Eve light switch, which, well, they already have the Eve light switch. They announced basically the Matter-enabled Eve light switch. This is basically the same product that's already out now. So they have the HomeKit over Thread light switch. Looks exactly like this. I did a whole video on that when it first came out on the channel. But I don't recall off the top of my head when they announced. Okay, available second quarter of 2024. There you go. So yeah, this is basically the same product as the one that's out now. I have been told that the existing one will get that Matter update. So it's not a whole new product. If you want to, if you already have one and you want to, get that Matter update, those should be, able to update through firmware whenever those come out. And lastly, they announced the Eve Blinds collection, which might be kind of confusing to some. I know I heard some people with questions here because they already have the Eve Motion Blinds that support, that support Matter. Yeah, now they recently, we talked about that last week, they support Matter now. There was a recent update to the HomeKit over Thread blinds, so you should be able to get those to pair with Matter. What this is basically is a collection sold through Eve. So currently all of the Eve motion blinds are really like sold and distributed through basically third-party like blind manufacturers. So the Eve blinds collection will be a collection of, here you can see right here, a curated collection. They're going to be made to measure, so still really nice like all the stuff that the third parties sell, but you'll be able to buy those directly through Eve now. Let's see. All right. So that is all the Eve stuff. Actually, I'm lying. There is some more Eve stuff to discuss. Just some discounts. So there's quite a few deals right now. Again, I don't know if any of you guys are still shopping, but I like to bring discounts and stuff to you when I discover them. And there's basically all the Eve stuff is on sale. So I put links and to just about everything we'll discuss down below as far as sales go. So if you want to check out any of this stuff, I think the Eve stuff is some stuff up to 40% off, I believe. Well, maybe those dates have changed, but it looks like 15 to 20% off, 25% off on all the Eve stuff. So some good deals for now. I think most of these go through December 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Friends never let friends pay full price for smart home tech. That's right. And especially with, Eve is great quality, but they're a little more expensive on some of their stuff. So when you can get a good deal, I'm all about that. And I try to share with you guys. Mike Evans says, I just purchased Nanoleaf Essentials A19 matter bulbs. Oh, they were quite flaky. Gave it a couple days, sent them back, making the switch to Hue. I hope I love having Hue as much as I love Lutron. What kind of sales are they going to have over the new year? I'm not sure if they're doing anything else over the new year, but like I said, all of this is going on right now through Christmas Day at least. All right, let's see. Keep on rolling here. Let's see. Question, does the Eve energy outlet work as a repeater? Also, will Eve make a European version? I don't recall seeing any news about a European version. Hopefully that'll come down the road. Let's see, let me pull that up. Because Eve is a European company, so, well, they're based out of Germany. Yeah, they don't mention anything about a European version, but hopefully that'll come soon after. Next up, I saw this actually just today. So Habitat now supports Matter. If you are a Habitat user, this could be a big deal, or maybe you've been looking for some sort of like all-encompassing smart home hub. I did a review on Matter, or sorry, I've probably done that too. I did a review on the Habitat hub about a year ago. That was before the C8 came out. So the newer C8, which, I don't have it listed on here. I think I have it linked down in the description of this video of the live stream. The C8 is their newer one, the one with the little antennas. That is now updated to support Matter. Now, I read through this, and it doesn't specify if that thing, I don't recall that having a thread radio in there. So I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, and if anybody knows, let me know, drop a comment in there if you're up to date on this. But I'm trying to find out if that's just going to support like Matter over Wi-Fi devices, or, I mean, do they have a thread radio in there that's been enabled? I'm not sure. I don't remember that being an option. So it does say, I found this kind of interesting. It says, to use Matter devices on the C8, they must first be commissioned to another system, meaning like HomeKit, Google Home, something like that. So I don't know. Interesting, but it does support Matter now, so that's nice to see. Wow. Oh man, huge super chat here. Hey Shane, I'm installing my whole HomeKit home, but I'm having a problem with two Eve outdoor cameras. The access point is very close to them. Everything else is working perfectly, but I'm getting desperate. Any ideas? Well, I guess there's a lot of things to look at there. I guess first off, it would be, are you having issues with any other of your Wi-Fi devices in HomeKit? That's probably the first thing that I would look at to try to determine if maybe it's a network issue. But if you have other HomeKit Wi-Fi devices that are working fine, especially cameras and stuff, or really just any HomeKit Wi-Fi products, then it shouldn't be your network. It's funny you say this, because actually just today I was trying to reset my Eve outdoor camera as well. So it lost connection. I actually had trouble getting it to connect as well. So I don't really have a great answer for you, but I can tell you that you're not alone. I do love the camera, but I had the same issue just today. Matter of fact, earlier today before this live stream, I was trying to get it reconnected to HomeKit. So I don't know what the issue is with that, or if that's like a widespread thing. I haven't really looked into it. it's one of those things. I mean, you can try different settings with your router and see if maybe you can have some luck there. Maybe going to only 2.4 gigahertz on your router. I do recommend turning off those features like private Wi-Fi, like what is it? Private Wi-Fi address, or I'm trying to remember the exact terminology. In the home, in the settings in your iPhone, you can turn off some of those. And then I also, again, a lot of things to look at with your network too. In terms of like QoS, I usually turn that off. But hopefully, let's see. They use Bluetooth during the setup process. Then they switch over to Thread. Or it says I've done the factory reset on all of them. Yeah, so Frederick, I'm not sure what you are referring to, factory as far as Bluetooth. So the cameras do connect over Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if you guys are talking about a different product there. But yeah, gosh, it's just, that's one of those things, you know, take some time troubleshooting. First thing I look at is for any Wi-Fi device with issues, is my Wi-Fi network, and see if there's something I can fix there. From there, restarting HomeKit hubs and see if maybe that helps. But yeah, usually it's a Wi-Fi thing when it comes to those Wi-Fi products. Let's see. Next up, some more deals that I saw. Aqara, like all of the Aqara stuff. Well, I don't know about all of it, but a lot of the Aqara products are big sales right now going on. So their stuff's already pretty affordable, but you can see like the Smart Lock 42% off, 30% off. This right here. Some of these have coupons, 15% off the light strip. So these are some really good deals. The FP2 has got a little discount going on right now. That's another thing I finally reset up. I don't know if you guys can see. It's been a while, but that's an FP2 right there. So I'm been configuring that here in the studio after some time away with it. But yeah, a lot of this stuff right here is on sale, which, I mean, you can't beat these prices for Aqara stuff. So I'm a big fan of all the Aqara stuff. Hori Soto, speaking of the FP2, says I have a bunch of lights connected to HomeKit. I use HomeKit automations, I guess, to pick up sensor stat like presence, occupancy zone, dining, and trigger light, not through Aqara. I'm not sure what the question is there. But yeah, you can create all those zones and stuff. If that's the question, can you create zones and trigger automations with all those zones in HomeKit? You definitely can do that. I think that's what the question was. You can do it in the Aqara app as well. So. And I think this might be the last one in terms of all the discounts. Nanoleaf is doing some big sales on a lot of their stuff. I'm not sure when these last till, but I obviously love Nanoleaf stuff. Actually, those are the new. So last week I had, what was it? Yeah, last week I had Govee Christmas lights over there on that little bookshelf thing. And I moved those to my front yard, and now those are actually Nanoleaf. So those are Nanoleaf, the new Nanoleaf Christmas lights. Finally tried those out. Again, these are on sale right now. And you can see they're kind of matching the theme of those Nanoleaf lines that I have right there. So that's kind of cool if you have multiple Nanoleaf products. But yeah, excited to have more smart Christmas lights, and I'm pretty sure these are the first smart Christmas lights that support Matter. So that's pretty awesome, and they paired into Apple Home super easily, no issues, so I'm happy about that. Brian says, I'm honestly considering Nanoleaf again now that my IPv6 network is running and that I've seen a few Matter updates in the app. Yeah, so I don't use a ton of the Nanoleaf Matter products. I actually have a light strip right here on my desk. You can't see it. That is Nanoleaf Matter, and I don't use any of their light bulbs on a regular basis. So all of the Nanoleaf lighting products like that I use, the lines and stuff like that, those are all Wi-Fi based. But these are Thread, I'm pretty sure. Let me just see if I can confirm that. Let's see, where does it say? Oh no, control over Wi-Fi. Interesting. So yeah, these are Wi-Fi also. But the light, I guess it's just the essentials maybe that are Thread based. I have not heard anything new in terms of the Aqara T1 ceiling light, Russell. So I'm not sure about that, but I have been gearing up for CES, and I am pretty sure Aqara is going to be there this year with an actual booth. So looking forward to that. I will definitely ask them if I get a chance to stop by. I'm sure I'll swing by the Aqara booth. I'll have to while I'm there. But yeah, CES, like just a couple weeks away. Can't wait for that. We're going to have hopefully a lot of announcements and kind of get a good idea of, products and new features and things that we can see throughout the rest of this year, hopefully, from a lot of these brands. Question, where do you do questions for the Q&A video you'll be making with your wife? Oh, Paul, so we actually have recorded already that video. So I took questions for a few days. There was a few places I asked on Instagram. There was a story post, and then there was actually an Instagram post where I was taking questions. I was also taking questions on a YouTube community post. But yeah, we've already recorded that. So, but we'll see how this goes. I know one of the questions was like, would she be willing to do a monthly, what was the question? A monthly, not like a review, but like, a monthly analysis, I guess, of her thoughts on new smart home products or something like that. So maybe if it goes well, maybe we'll bring her back on the channel a little more often. Negative. The question there is, can you use AirTags instead of the vehicle sensors for Tradewind garage door opener? No, you cannot. I do not see a way that would work. Let's see, something else. I think it was Paul. Let me know if the stream, it looks like the stream, I might be having some connection issues here. Hopefully we're good to go. More importantly, okay, when will that video drop? It will come out before 2024, so stay tuned. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Definitely had a lot of fun shooting that and answering questions, so stay tuned for that. You guys will get to see, a little bit more of just me and her hanging out and cutting up a little bit. Where does CES take place, Alexis? It will be in Las Vegas. CES will be in Las Vegas. I think it's like the second week of January. So it'll be here before you know it. And really excited about that. Thank you very much. Awesome. We got the official question right there. It was a monthly update on her experience with smart home devices for my wife was the question. Thank you, Garrett. Yeah, a monthly update on her experience with HomeKit devices. It will probably be how many times she has cursed at the HomePod that month. That will probably be the extent of her monthly experience. No, I'm kidding. Or maybe cursed at me with my new automations. Every time I change something, it's like, it can be painful sometimes in the house. Let's see. David says, question, I just ordered the Tailwind garage door opener. Wife has a VW Bug with CarPlay. Will she need the sensor to use CarPlay? I don't need it for my Tesla. No, you don't need the sensor for CarPlay. Not at all. So CarPlay, basically a garage door and CarPlay, that just gives you the garage door little icon popping up on your display when you're near your house. You don't need the sensor for that. The sensor is just for auto opening and closing the garage door without touching any buttons or anything. So just to automatically open and close when you get close, basically like geolocation automations. So if you have an iPhone, you would need the sensor to set that up to automatically open and close when you get close, when you leave, stuff like that. But you do not need the sensor for CarPlay. Yeah, I saw this too. Thank you. So I think was it Paul that shared this over on Instagram with me? Thank you for sending that to me. I have that pulled up. I actually could not find, if anybody has a link or anything, let me know. I looked real quickly before the stream started. I couldn't find it, but this is the Instagram post. This was shared with me. This comes from Home with Apple over on Instagram. And they said today, I have no idea how to say that, launched a smart window handle with Matter over Thread. So that's really nice. That has Matter over Thread. I've ordered one immediately, which should arrive before Christmas, so hopefully I can show you more soon. This should be a great alternative to contact sensors. So I'm wondering if maybe this is something that's like EU based only, because I could not find it. I had trouble finding this. And there is another similar product. Now this isn't like Matter certified, but I've seen this online, which is a similar looking product, Sports Home Kit. But this is just available, I'm pretty sure, in the EU. I don't know if you can get this here in the States. So essentially it's a lock for your window. And I believe it says, according to this comment, you can probably use it on sliding doors. So that could be huge, because that's definitely something we're missing in like the HomeKit, smart home product categories, you know. But it says click buy now, Jeff says. So for buy now, again, that's this product. This is not the other one which we're talking about. So you can see not US. I don't know if they ship internationally or not. I haven't taken it that far, but this is definitely, yeah, thanks, Paul. But yeah, this one here, where is it? I couldn't find anywhere online, so I don't know. Oh, Garrett says, for what it's worth, haven't read it, but 9to5 has an article how GM's CarPlay replacement software is off to a disastrous start. Yeah, I just got a GMC and CarPlay for the first time. I absolutely love it. So, oh wow, Jens, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, I missed that just a second ago.
Super chat.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support and for hanging out here today. And I did actually lie. There are more deals. Let me share these with you guys in case anybody is interested. So Pitaka, I've shared this before, especially on Instagram. I think it was in a recent video too. They've got a bunch of holiday deals. Again, I put links to this stuff down in the description of this live stream, and I have a exclusive it's a 5% off discount code, so you can get these deals plus an additional 5% off with my code if anybody's looking for any accessories. So these are all the accessories that I use. I've got the iPhone case. I just smacked my keyboard. The Apple Watch band, which I really like. I don't know if you can see that. This is the one day I didn't do my, it's not focusing. I didn't do my overhead shot today. But anyways, AirPod case. So they've got a lot of really great stuff there. Magnetic iPad stand is freaking awesome. Let me see if I can find that on here. I love this thing. I use this at my desk. You might have seen it in my desk tour video right there. I think that's the one. So it uses the Mag Easy case. And yeah, I have one of these too that I can snap into it when I go somewhere. There it is. That's the, yeah, wireless charging. And they sell a charging stand so my iPad can wirelessly charge. It's freaking awesome. Use that at my desk all the time. Got it right here. You just snap on my iPad, charge it up like that. It's pretty awesome. Chris says, thanks for the one who gifted a membership on Shane's channel. Awesome. I'm glad you got that, Chris. And that was Sam. So thank you, Sam. I'll thank him again. I'm not sure if he's still in the chat or not, but we'll let him know. Sam is awesome for gifting all those. And there was one more discount that I was going to share with you guys because these are another one that I use. So I'm trying to share with you guys stuff that I see that I like and use. So Yeelight, again, links in the video description today, but they have a lot of their stuff are they all up to 45% off? I see most of the cubes are 25% off. So there's a code you can use on these. Maybe if you are, like I know Brian, you have some of the cubes and some of you guys may have some already. You can extend these, you know, get some while they're on sale if you're into it. I did let's see, not a review, but they sponsored recently the channel and I've got these set up now at my desk. These are really cool. What's cool about these is when they come on, they do this cool little like animation where the light right there, whoops, wrong button. The light kind of goes up the beam, up the bar. And I just set up a new automation with my FP2 when I'm at my desk to turn on certain lights. And so every time I come into my desk zone, it turns on those Yeelight beam bars and it does this really cool little animation and lights up. It's very Iron Man, Tony Stark feeling. But yeah, a lot of good deals there. Again, I put links to all that stuff down below if you guys want to take advantage of any of those holiday discounts. Oh, Brian just set up some Christmas scenes for your cubes. Pretty cool. Awesome. Nice. I need to do that some more. I've just been using, I really love the fire. I think it's the bonfire scene. That's what that one's on right now. I just turned it to green for when I'm recording. I feel like it kind of looks the best when I'm recording. But yeah, I need to play around with some more of those Christmas scenes and stuff. I've got a lot of smart lighting here, but I'm really trying to utilize my FP2 now in the studio more. I did a recent home kit rebuild, some of you guys know. And since then, I haven't set up my FP2s because they're kind of tedious to configure, but I'm back at it now. Keenan, thank you. It actually says legend. They're the legend, the shirt. Keenan says nice shirt. Yeah, but waiting all year to wear this one. Appreciate that. But yeah, loving the FP2 with the zone automations. I actually have one I just thought of today. Right before the live stream, I was turning on some of my lights. And I have it's a really old Yeelight floor lamp. It supports HomeKit, but it's right over my little whiskey cart that I have here in the studio. You guys can't see that. It's kind of out of frame here, but I have a little whiskey cart and a Yeelight lamp right over there. I was like, oh man, I've got to set up a zone for that. So when I walk into that zone, they'll turn on the light right there by my whiskey cart. So loving the automations with the FP2. Anna's Tech. I put the HomePod near the iPhone. It won't pick up you know who. I can't even say Siri now because it triggers devices just by saying that. I used to could say it without having to say the hey, but now it triggers devices. So sorry if I triggered your device. Do I put it in another corner away from the phone? So your HomePod, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Anna, your HomePod should pick up your voice no matter where you're at. In fact, it should, doesn't always, but it should kind of prioritize, like the HomePod should prioritize Siri interactions over your phone. So if your phone, if they're both in earshot of your voice and those commands, the HomePod should take over, but it doesn't always work like it's supposed to. Like a David Letterman Santa. I like that, Rick. Oh, there you go. That's another good option. Turn it off on your phone. Yeah, that I could probably do that too, because I think the only time I actually use the voice assistant on my phone, I actually hold down the button. That's a good suggestion, Brian. I probably could do that too. I don't think I ever actually use it without holding down the button on my phone. Good idea. Oh man, Paul, thank you so much. A little something if you need some extra stocking stuff for a Merry Christmas to you and your family. Paul, thank you so much, man. That is awesome. Very kind of you. I do greatly appreciate the continued
Super
support.
chat.
And Paul is also a channel member and has been for a very long time. We've got a lot of channel members here also in the chat. So thank all you guys for, guys and girls, for the support and continuing to support the channel. Bruce, what's going on, Bruce? Another channel member says, to watch TV, I currently have to turn on my TV and then my Apple TV. How do I use the IR feature in my SwitchBot Hub 2 to turn on my Apple TV and on my TV? Bruce, so here's the thing. I don't know how new your TV is, but most TVs that were made like at least within the last 10 years, probably. I guess there's a chance it may not have this feature, but most TVs have a feature called HDMI CEC. It may be called something different in the settings there, but what that is basically a way that allows you to control your TV through other devices like an Apple TV. So if you're just using, let's see, you said you have turned TV and then your Apple TV. So the idea here is that if you just use your Apple TV remote to turn on the Apple TV, your TV will automatically come back on. So what you need to do is look for the HDMI CEC settings in your Apple TV and your TV. So you have to make sure it's on in both places. And once you do that, again, as long as your TV supports it, you should only have to use your Apple TV. You won't even have to use like an IR blaster or anything else like that, which would just make it a little more probably slower and more complicated. So see if you can set up with CEC before doing all that with the IR blaster. That's what I would do. That's what I do pretty much with all of my TVs. I use Apple TV on all my TVs, and I really just use just the Apple TV remote. All I use. Just press the power button on that. It turns the TV on and everything right away. Oh, interesting. Will Ty says Apple is also countersuing the company as they are coming out with their own watch product. It's been said that Apple is using the ban to increase sales. I doubt any of that any ban would last. Interesting. Yeah, could be. I could definitely see some people going out and getting an Apple Watch in fear they might not be able to get one. That makes sense. Oh yeah, nice. I just did that as well. Well, I mean, I did it a while ago. I've been using scripted for a while, but I just did that with my newest Reolink PoE camera. So, yeah, I did do a video. Gosh, it's been at least a year probably on the channel about using scripted and PoE cameras. Use the new well, it's not new. It's not that new. But the Reolink Duo with the floodlight is pretty awesome. Let's see if I missed any questions. And you guys feel free to ask a question, and do preface your question with question if you can. It kind of helps stick out for me, like Wazzle did here. Do you know if it is possible to adjust the sensitivity of the motion sensor of the Aqara Video Doorbell G4? I couldn't find it at the setting. I don't think it's possible to adjust the sensitivity of the motion sensor itself. It's been a while though since I really dug through those settings. I'd have to go through and look. Off the top of my head, I want to say no, but I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. Wazzle also says, I set up an automation to turn the porch light on when it senses movement, but it is turning on when there is no movement that I can see constantly. You know, that's kind of the problem with most cameras as motion sensor triggers for automations, if that makes sense. So pretty much all cameras in HomeKit expose a motion sensor that you can use in automations and stuff, but they're just not usually good for that because, you know, I think they're called like pixel-based motion versus like a PIR motion sensor, and you're just going to have better results with like a PIR motion sensor. So if you really want reliable automations, motion-based automations, you know, outside, I would probably look at getting a separate motion sensor. That's what I've done. I'm using the Eve motion sensor outside on my front porch. I also have a Philips Hue outdoor motion sensor. So those are the two outdoor ones that I'm using. I think you'll just have better luck using that than any camera motion sensor for your automations. I don't know if anybody else has kind of experienced the same thing, but that's kind of been what I've experienced. That's a good suggestion too there from Jeff. You can do a convert to shortcut and do more complex automation. Set it to turn on if motion is detected for a period of time, even if it's short. That's a good suggestion. You could try that as well. A little more complicated, but you can do like if actions with repeat actions and kind of like wait a certain amount of time and continue checking for motion to make sure there's still motion every time it's detected. Something like that. That's a good suggestion there, Jeff. Thank you for that. Yvonne, am I saying that right? Says, question, do you recommend Homey Pro? I do. I love Homey Pro. I'm still using it here in my house. I am anxiously waiting on them to support thread products, so matter over thread. So I still have a number of products that I can't add to it. Mainly because of that. There's still a few other products that it doesn't support, like Wi-Fi products, but mostly everything I can get to work with it. Homey Pro has been awesome. It's very expensive. Again, I have a whole video on it, over on my YouTube channel. You can check that out, and pretty much my feelings on that are still the same as when I first recorded that video, which it's not even that old, maybe a month or two, a couple months maybe. But yeah, Homey Pro is freaking awesome. It's such a joy to use. It really is, compared to like all the other smart home ecosystems and stuff, that different hubs, and the automation platform is amazing. So I'm a big fan of the Homey Pro. Tulsa Skin says same problems here with the Logitech doorbell. Yeah, in terms of those motion automations. iGauge says, would you use Home Assistant? I used HomeKit on the front end and Home Assistant on the back end. I would eventually one day, if I can find the time for it. One day I'm sure I'll try it, and maybe I'll end up going that route, but I hesitate because I'm afraid of spending so much. I know a lot of people end up spending a lot of time tinkering with Home Assistant, so I'm kind of afraid of that. I prefer to keep things simple, set it and forget it the best I can. I'm not sure how possible that is with Home Assistant, so that's kind of my holdup. But yeah, I'll tinker with it for sure at some point. Lurk Jerk says, I don't think it's expensive for what you get. Yeah, I mean, expensive is probably relative, I guess. But $400 for a smart home hub is pretty expensive either way you slice it in my book. But I mean, you do, at least it is a great product. So, you know, if it costs that much and it sucked or wasn't great, then, you know, that would be an issue. But at least it is a great product for the price. Kevin says, I love my Homey Pro. Yeah, I don't think I've spoken to anybody who doesn't like the Homey Pro. So that kind of says a lot right there, come to think of it. I can't think of anybody who I've heard complain about it. So HomeKit on the front end and Homey Pro on the back end. Yeah, I'm kind of going a little bit more towards that. I still have most of my automations in HomeKit, but I am playing around more and more with HomeKit automations and doing more on the back end with Homey Pro. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Just a general question: do you watch the NCAA football playoffs? I do a little bit. I'm not as into football as I used to be. I used to really follow it a lot more closely, listen to the news, radio and stuff for the local teams. I watch my Gamecocks play, and I'll watch the play, maybe the playoffs and championships and stuff like that. Some of the bowl games and things, but I'm not filling my day with it nonstop like some people do, But I do definitely enjoy drinking some beer and watching football on Saturdays. So if that answers your question. Travis says, my daughter's watching with me and said to tell Mr. Shane she loved the lights. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you love the lights. Thanks, Travis, for sharing that. Very cool. Yeah, I like playing around with these lights back here for the holidays. I think we did something around Halloween, and it's fun. It's fun playing with lights for different holidays, different times of the season. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Tell your daughter I said Merry Christmas. Roll Tide. Question: do you have a good suggestion for controlling a natural gas fireplace through HomeKit? I don't. I know a number of people who have done this. I don't, because this is kind of the one area my wife is really stern, really strict about me not messing with. I prefer not to mess with the gas. I would probably do it, but I haven't done that in my house yet. There are a lot of tutorials. You usually have to use some sort of relay, and it kind of depends on your setup. You can probably use a relay and a certain type of switch, but please be very careful if you're going to do this, and make sure you're doing it right, because gas is not something you want to play with. Just be careful. But I have not done that personally, but I do know a number of people who have done it. You can do it safely and the right way. Just make sure you are doing it the right way for sure. Let's see. Reading some of these comments here. Oh, well, look at what popped up. Brian, thank you so much, man. You are too kind. Brian helping out with the chat as a
Super chat.
As a moderator, and says go buy yourself a bottle of whiskey. Dude, thank you so much. I just might do that. That sounds good. We got the holidays coming up. Sounds like a good time for a nice bottle of whiskey. I can't believe it's almost 2024. I know, John. Same here. It's crazy. Question, HomeKit adjacent question. Do you have an AirTag on your animal? I do. Absolutely. I have an AirTag on my dog. So yeah, she's not really a runner. I'll kind of end with this story maybe. She's not really a runner, but she likes to wander. So if I leave a gate open or something, which it's happened once or twice, she'll kind of just wander around. Next thing you know, she'll be in another neighborhood or something. And that happened once not too long ago. It was actually not long after I put an air tag on her collar. So I'm thinking like, let's see, I think we were having some work done or something. So I left the gate open. I can't remember why I left the gate open, but I told my daughter. And anyways, I went and showered. She let the dog outside while I was in the shower. So the dog was out for a while. I thought, okay, well, at least she has an air tag. Well, got a hold of somebody. What happened was some young kid who was just trying to help, but he saw the dog and he tried to grab her collar. I think she was kind of in the middle of like a pretty busy road, which was sort of scary, but he tried to grab the dog to help. The collar slipped right off the dog, so the dog tried to get away, and the collar slipped off with the air tag, if you can believe that. So the air tag did no good. It was pretty scary. We were looking everywhere, had some friends, neighbors, and stuff helping. Eventually, somehow, it was a hot day too, so not a good day for the dog to be out roaming around. And eventually somebody found her in another neighborhood. So we got super lucky that time. And after that, I ended up putting the little air tag on more of like one of those, it's kind of like a choke collar, you know, usually you'll see on like bigger dogs. And so that way it's a lot harder for her to just slip out of in case that ever happens again. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I actually I thought I had my bases covered, had an air tag on the dog, and she slipped out of it. So be careful with that. Frederick says, I have them on all of my cats microchipped. Yeah, we don't have the dog microchip. I would love to see air tags used for automations in the future. Would be super cool. You can use them for NFC automations. I did a video on that like a year ago. A lot of people probably don't know that, but you can use the NFC on the air tag and like tap your phone to it to trigger NFC automations. But HomeKit automations, would love to see that. But right now we can't. We'll see. I doubt it. I doubt it'll happen, but it would be awesome. So we'll see. With that, guys, it has been a lot of fun hanging out as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, maybe got something good out of it, or just had a good time hanging out, if nothing else. I hope everybody has a great holiday season and a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. Hope you guys have a great time with family and stay safe. Enjoy yourself. This crazy to believe this is the last live stream before Christmas. Then we'll be back next week, so we'll do one before New Year's. And man, 2024 will be here before we know it. So anyways, enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great week, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.